Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's operator meeting. My name is Hannah Hickam, and I'll be your host. And if questions come to you as we're speaking, please drop those in the Q&A. And actually, it's only Q&A today, so just go ahead and drop your questions in the Q&A, and we'll get started with that. Chris or Jane, did you guys have any announcements or anything to add?
Yeah, hi, Hannah. Good morning, everyone. The only announcement that I had was something not financial assurance related. It's just the conservation levy payment, the Form 8. The third quarter 22 is due December 1st. So if you are involved in making conservation levy payments, just a heads up that that's coming up. That's it for as far as announcements for me, Hannah.
Thanks, Chris. All right, so we'll take the questions. Just go ahead and drop those in the chat if you have them. Great, we've got a first question. Can a 5B or 5C be completed without an approved financial assurance plan?
Yes, those two forms are not related. Actually, they're indirectly related to your financial assurance plan, but they're provided for in Rule 434. So they're more operational and they don't require an approved plan. The rules, give you 6 months from the time a well becomes inactive to either plug it or return it to production or to file the Form 5B, or if you are requesting an exception, the Form 5C.
Great, thank you, Jane. The next question is, for TA renewals, do we only need to submit a Form 5B for inactive well, or do we need to also submit a Form 4 TA renewal request?
Those are two separate requirements. One doesn't really impact the other. So yes, you need to do whatever the rules say for your well if it's inactive.
Great, thank you, Jane. And the next question is, you have to answer questions about the FA plan, correct? I think that might have been relating to that 5B, 5C question.
The 5B does ask you if your approved plan requires additional financial assurance for the inactive well, if I remember right. But the drop down, I think, still includes an NA response, and that would apply if you don't have an approved financial assurance plan. So there's a yes and a no and an NA.
Great, thank you, Jane. The next question is, if we submit a Form 5B, can we RTP the well at a later date?
Yeah, sure.
Great, thank you, Jane. The next question is, if I put a well on a Form 6A now, how long will it be until the financial assurance Form 3 updates that information in the calculations?
If you mean like submit it today, I would wait, all the updates run overnight. So I would wait until tomorrow to create a Form 3 to have that reflected.
Great, thanks, Jane. And they also said thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think that's it for the moment, but we'll give folks a few more minutes to type their questions in. Thanks for all the good questions so far.
So Hannah, I have some input from Diana Byrne. She says that the rules no longer require an annual temporary abandon Form 4, but they do require an initial temporary abandonment Form 4. So when in doubt, read the rules.
Great, and that's in relation to this last question here, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, thank you. All right, we'll just give folks a few more minutes. Oh, here's one. Does each well need a 5B, or can one form cover many wells, i.e. the Third Creek shutdown?
No, each well needs its own Form 5B.
Great, thank you, Jane. And the next question is, if we sold a well to another operator in 2022 and we both filed a Form 9, is that Form 9 being held past the end of 2022 for approval?
Say the end again, Hannah. Is that Form 9 what?
Is that Form 9 being held past the end of 2022 for approval?
Oh, no, no. Staff is actively working on processing Form 9s. They just take a while.
Great, thank you, Jane. Just making sure we captured all these questions. I think I've got them all so far. All right, we'll give, oh, here's one. So Form 9 approvals are not contingent on financial assurance plan approvals?
Not at the moment. We have not yet created, we have not yet released the revisions to the Form 9 that these new financial assurance rules require. So right now, operators are filing using the old Form 9, and there will be a condition of approval on an approved Form 9 for both the buyer and the seller to send in revised Form 3 financial assurance plans, but you can't have a revised one until you have an approved one. So we're kind of in a strange transition.
Oh, great, thank you, Jane. The next question is, we have been told they are waiting on a COA for FA. We have Form 9 submitted in June.
Well, you'd have to check with Deb Bracey, who's processing them. That might be part of the holdup, but we have drafted the condition of approval, and I don't think that's holding up her review. She continues to work on Form 9s in the order in which they were received. And like I said, they take a long time to review, and there's a backlog. So I appreciate your patience with the approval of those Form 9s.
Thank you, Jane. They said that they'll reach out to her, so thank you for that. The next question is there any criteria besides name and title that needs to be included on the financial capabilities section, insurance or revenue?
Well, the content, if you're talking about the certification of financial capability, we've talked about that a little bit. That's designed to be a public-facing document so that it wouldn't include any confidential information regarding your company. It is a certification. So the minimum is, that the signature block of the officer of the company includes that person's printed name and their title, so we know who they are.
Was the short answer of that no?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Is there any criteria besides name and title that needs to be included on the financial capabilities section, like insurance or revenue? And
No.
I think we were talking about like the public-facing document, right? Not the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it needs to be on company letterhead. It's an official document, official certification.
Okay. The next question is, have any hearings been held for financial assurance so far?
No.
Thank you.
No.
And then the person that asked that question right before said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, while we're waiting to see if any other questions come in, I'm just going to advance my slide to show everybody the remaining dates throughout this year that are going to be weekly, and then up to June 13th of next year for our regular meetings, which are usually on the second Tuesday of the month. But we're doing weekly until Christmas, basically.
Thanks, Hannah.
You're welcome. And with that, if anybody needs to be added to the operator email list, please email me at this email address right here. And then please direct all questions and concerns to Jane. If you email them to me, I'm not going to be able to help you much. We'll give folks just another minute, then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. All right, I'm going to call it. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you for the great questions, and we'll see you next week. Have a great
Thanks,
day.
Hannah. Thanks,
Thanks, Hannah.
everybody.
Everyone have a good day.